Today, I had this idea to draw Benny. Whoops, let me change this camera around. Draw Benny going to a metronome for funk therapy. That's the idea, so I'm going to draw that today. First thing, I'm going to add in my standard cartoon outline. And now I need to start sketching what this is going to look like. My original idea has Benny laying on a couch with a metronome hypnotizing him, so I think I'm going to work on that. This is totally live. I haven't sketched out anything before, so this is an adventure in seeing what comes out of this. So first thing I need is a couch. I'm going to draw the couch here, and I want a regular therapist couch, so make it nice and soft and plushy here. This is just drawing boxes at an angle, and then I want to add some nice legs to it because this is a therapist couch. And whenever I'm in doubt drawing these 3Ds, I just go ahead and do boxes to get make sure everything's on the right angle here. And like that. And then we need a nice soft pillow. So I'm picturing a round pillow here with Benny. Nice thing about Benny is he is a rectangle. So he actually makes drawing life easier sometimes. My other character, Jake, is a lot of circles, and that's why I like drawing with basic shapes. It just makes my life drawing easier. I never, at one time I thought about becoming a realist landscape artist or something like that, but I just really didn't enjoy it. I am much more abstract in my drawings, and that's why I like shapes. I have his hand come down here, shoulder is there. Then right here, I have a standard place for his nose, so I'll sketch that in. And his eyes are going to be closed. Or maybe I think I'm going to do it like half trance, he's not totally there. And then put in some hair. I'll round it out because even though it starts with a rectangle, he's more of an oval. Then I'm going to do a Peanuts inspired silly grin. There's Benny, kind of the first start of him. And this camera's not tracking me right. I am still learning this technology. This is a learning experience, I keep telling myself. I had my fiance Gina asked me yesterday if anybody had seen this, and I said, I hope not. I'm still learning. This isn't going well yet. But I was watching a video today, and the guy was saying, just improve your skills. Make everything just a lesson in learning, and things will come out. And that reminded me of when I started Toastmasters, and my first speeches were pretty awful. But over time, I learned and became better and better and better. And that's what this is. This is an experiment in getting better. don't even know if this cartoon is going to work out right, but I learned with cartoons. Some hit, some miss, but in the end, I enjoy drawing them. And if they make me laugh, then even better. And I'm going to say, you're getting, I'm going to do this. I know a lot of cartoonists and comics do all capitals, but I tend to like just upper and lowercase. You're getting funky. You're getting funky. Okay, there's the idea. I'll move the sketch just a little bit lower so I have room for lettering up above. And then I'll switch to inks. And because Benny's in the foreground, I'm going to start with him. The ear. I'll do feet. Benny in some ways. I like watching SpongeBob SquarePants. And Benny's shapes sometimes reminds me of SpongeBob. Here we go with his hands and arms. Benny's always in a suit because he's a good blues man, a jazz player. And filling his hair here. Make him look totally relaxed there. Then I'll fill in the pillow next. And the couch. You know, it's funny. If I struggle and tried really hard, I might be able to draw a straight line. But one of the things I enjoy about cartooning is I don't need straight lines, and even the opposite. The fewer the straight lines, to me, the more dynamic and interesting the cartoon is. We'll do that and then put in the couch legs here. That. Add in the grommets. on the couch here. Then we'll start in. I want to get, this is to me the most important part, is the hypnotist making the watch go back and forth. See, if I do need straight lines, I just rely on the computer. If I was doing this with pen and ink, I would be using a ruler. Then need to add dynamics lines here. Like that. And then metronome guy is speaking here, so I'll do his mouth. I don't like that. I think I want to make him smiling, because he's happy to get Benny all funky. Here we go. And then I have this little notepad here, kind of a standard therapist thing from growing up watching Newhart and a lot of other therapists on TV. Then I'll ink in the shapes here, resetting. That. And sitting down in a chair here. A little bit of wood details here just to make it a little bit more interesting. That same thing for here. Just add some interesting things, shapes to the chair, so it's not just all one color. And here's the buttons, so I'll make those come out a little bit. And let's see how that's looking with just the inks. I think that's looking pretty good. I need to redo that. And some wood scribbles here. And there, I'm not liking those legs. I think I want to add in, make that a little tighter, make his coat look a little longer. here. So it does the legs. Go in like that. Add some buttons on his jacket. And we've got this line a little bit too long. So do that. And then the last thing is the pillow here. Okay, so that's good. And if you watch any of my other videos and it's time to color, you know I'm always start with the main character's face first. It's just that way I never pause or stop or anything else or ask, what am I doing now? Because I like engineered creativity that's dependable. Got his head in. Now I'm going to do his hair and shoes. Next is going to be his suit. This is going to kind of be in shadows there, so I'm actually going to break this up into a couple of layers here. One's going to be this layer. Oh, I might close something off. That's probably right there, right there. When you do that flood feel, if you don't get the lines all locked up, it will flood fill the entire drawing. Okay, then once I got a suit, I'm going to add in his shirt here. Then I'm going to put this tie on a separate thing here. I'm just going to make it bright red. Let me change that. And I usually put white cuffs on his sleeves and legs, just again to break up so much blue into smaller areas. Now I have him. I'm going to work on the couch. I'm actually thinking a purple velvet couch, but I want to go over here so that it's not like super bright. See how it looks. I think that's a good starting color. I'm going to fill the colors in later so it's not so bright and standing out so much. And add in the legs. And then I want to work on the metronome guy. First, I'm going to do these coins here. And And I think I'm going to put this clipboard on the same layer, just to have so many layers. I'm just going to make it gray for now. We'll add some more color to that in a little bit. Then for the metronome, I want the metronome to be noticeable, but kind of in the background. I want the focus to be on Benny and that coin going back and forth. And then lastly, the chair. I need to do his arms. I think I'm going to put his arms on a separate layer just to make it easier on me for coloring. Less so for that arm, more so for this arm. And this hard edge here is going to be trouble later, so I'm going to blend it in now. And if you look, the clipboard is above the hand, so I'm going to move that layer up above the clipboard here so that the hand overlaps the clipboard. And lastly, I need to do the chair. I really don't want that chair sticking out much, so I'm going to try this. Let me see how this looks. See, yeah, it's the same color. I'm going to do a darker color of that so it looks different, but it all kind of blends back into the background. It's kind of a cooler brown rather than a warm. And then for that chair, I'm going to go back and grab this purple and put it on the same layer. Because I'm going to put those in a lot of shadow here. Okay, so I got all the flats blocked in. Now I'm going to go through and add the shadows. Oh, let me group that here. That's okay. And so if you watched it before, you know, kind of add a little bit of shadow here. And then I want to bring that skin tone kind of all around so that it blends in well. Everything kind of matches in the colors. And forgot to do his shoes here. Do his shoes. Now then, I'm going to start on his head. Give it a nice 3D look here. And then add a little bit of color to his hands. Do his cheeks. That. And now I'll move on to his tie. His tie's a little bright, so I'll use this darker red here just to darken it a little bit so it doesn't stand out so much. And then just hit it with a little bit of that shadow color so it blends in with the rest of the colors. With this white shirt, just hit it a little bit, not much. Move on to his suit here. Shadow it. That. Then I also want to add in some highlights, so I'll use this lighter blue here. And then I want to bring in that skin tone just a little bit in here, just so that the colors kind of, if you did painting, this is kind of like making the underpainting all the same color. So as you add layers of other colors, it all mixes really well. Then I want to shadow this pretty heavily under his jacket here, like that. That's why I put that on a separate layer, so I could get up hard against that top of the suit jacket and also separate from the legs there. Now moving on to the couch. It's really bright, so this is why I'm going to add in quite a bit of shadow on him, on the couch, to tone down that brightness. It still looks purpley, and I also want to blend that in, so I'm going to add in just a little bit of that base orange color, and I also want to add in a little bit of the blue here too, so that a lot of times, I'm not an expert in the painting, but the shadow will reflect the color that is bouncing off of it, and so that's why I'm adding that in. I would like to add a little bit more harder shadows in some areas, like right in through here. And that's pretty good. Next time I'll move on to these legs. And there's definitely a shadow right there. And on this end here. The edges. And now they're really brown. And if you look, they don't really go well with the rest of it. And so that's why I come in and repeat colors on these. Because then it's brown, but also blends in with a lot of the other colors in the cartoon here. So I add that blue and that orange. Tone it down just a little bit. And then moving on to the hypnotist arms here. Add some shadow. Also, he's kind of monotone, so I'll do this, and if you think I'm going to add in orange, you are completely correct. That should blend him in with the rest of the things. Now on these coins and this pad here, I am going to shadow it in, and I want it to have similar colors to the rest. So it's kind of silver, but it's got a little bit of that blue that's in his suit there. The coins, I want to add some highlights to, so I'm going to get a really bright yellow just to do that. And then I also want to add a little bit of orange color there. And I'm going to work on that in just a minute. I'm going to leave it like that for now, but I want to make more of a motion blur through there. And we'll work on that here in a little bit. I want to get the rest of this filled in, so I know what I'm working with the rest of it here. And add some shadow here. Like that. And blend him in with the rest of the painting. With some of that orange and a little bit of that blue. Like that. And And then for the chair, I'm going to add shadow so it isn't so bright. And a little bit of shadow there, but I want to leave just a touch of that purple so that people can get the feel that the office scheme colors are purple. So now that I have that, and I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and add in shadow underneath these chairs and people here to kind of connect everything together. I like to gray in first and then darken it up where the stronger shadows are, like that. We want to go back and deal with these. So add a layer. I'm going to grab this yellow and I'm going to use this glimmer here to make that look more magical through there and blurring all together. And then I think I'll add just a little bit here like it's affecting him. I need to go back up to the top, add in the whites of the eyes. Like that. Then the last thing is going to be adding in the text and the bubble. So let me write the text here. This is kind of long, so I am going to put in, use my thinner pen here and make some straight lines just to make the lettering easier. Move that up just a little bit so I can put one more line underneath in case I need it. I can adjust that here in a minute. I don't like that last line. Let me do a better job on that. So now I have that. I'm going to put on another layer of black text. Use my thicker pen here. Nope. Let's put dot, dot, dot. Let's see, I don't like that K here. Fix that. And that's okay. I'm going to move it down just a little bit and turn off these lines. And I want to put who's speaking this, So I'm going to put a speech bubble around and have it coming from him. Clean it up a little bit. That line's pretty thin. I think I want to thicken it up just a little bit. Want more curved here. Like that. And then I'm going to fill it in with white. Put this layer on top. And by doing that, I can now go down to this background layer, and I kind of want to use that purple, but very, very light, just for the overall effect since its office is purple. And that is it. This is day number 2 for cartooning on YouTube Live. So I hope if you watch this, you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later.